Hi everyone, and welcome back to Pause for Self-Care. If you're new here, a huge welcome to you. I hope that you do make yourself comfortable and get chatting to us in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, no monthly subscription fees. And do hit the bell so you know when a new video has been uploaded. Today's subject is all about gaslighting. Have you been kind to yourself this week? Have you spoken to yourself kindly? Have you been gaslighting yourself? Well, that will be the next video. But let's get into today's subject about gaslighting. So, what is gaslighting and where did the term actually come from? The term gaslighting came from a play written by Patrick Hamilton, and the play was actually called Angel Street. Alfred Hitchcock, on the other hand, decided to create this play in a movie and called it Gaslit. What happens in the movie is that a narcissistic husband, in basic terms, changed things in his wife's environment, very subtle changes, and started to make her distrust her reality, distrust what she was doing. And all these subtle changes and gaslighting basically was the tools he was using to institutionalize her. Eventually, psychologists actually started to call these narcissistic tactics gaslighting, and that's how the term came about. So gaslighting is a manipulation tactic that abusers or narcissists use to make a victim question their reality, question their narrative, and they actually start to wonder if they're crazy. And it's difficult. It can happen in romantic relationships, it can happen in friendships, and it can even happen from a parent to a child. And that is where my experience came in. Gaslighting causes you to second guess your thoughts, your actions. It even causes you to wonder about your mental health, wonder about your mental states. You start to think about your judgment, your memory. Did that really happen? But what you have to remember is that narcissists, or those with a borderline personality disorder, are excellent liars. In fact, they are such good liars that they believe their own lies. And it comes from telling a story. They are really excellent storytellers. The stories are so good that you think, how can that be wrong? They are very, very good in the act of manipulation. When a narcissist or somebody with a borderline personality disorder lies, they will lie to cover up. They will do what they absolutely need to. They will distort the truth as much as possible so that you believe that, are they actually telling the truth? They can really be very convincing. I'm sure you've heard the term, that person can sell ice to Eskimos. Very convincing, right? These gaslighters will try to discredit you. Now, this can be turned around on the victim. In healing trauma, it is so important to be able to tell your story. Even if it's in private to a therapist, breaking that chain of abuse is so important. And your gaslighter, your narcissist, your abuser will use every tactic possible to discredit you, discredit whatever you are saying. And they can actually turn things around to make you look like the narcissist. But, you know one thing about lies, you don't need to remember the story when it's the truth. They need to remember the story. And in court, you can actually notice very subtle changes in stories. And you start to think, there we have it. You watch their body language, because body language doesn't always lie like the mouth can. A gaslighter or a narcissist will minimize your feelings. Just get over it. Why are you so sensitive? You really need to get a thicker skin. No, you don't. Empathy is a superpower. So, kind-hearted people, put your capes on. Put your capes on and wear them with pride. Because kindness, in today's day and age, where we have trolls on social media who feel big by bringing down somebody they barely know, or gaslighters, abusers, gosh, they're everywhere. Be proud of yourself if you can be kind. It is really an honorable trait to be empathic and kind. Once again, when you constantly deal with somebody who undermines your thoughts and makes you think that you are too sensitive, you start to question your reality. And that is the point of gaslighting. You don't feel validated, you don't feel understood. And it can be extremely isolating. And like in my previous video, speaking about toxic positivity, it can shame you too and bring you down, and you really don't feel that you can share when you think you are right, because the gaslighter will make you believe that they are right. And yeah, that is a very good reason to note here when it comes to abusive relationships and why people don't leave, because they are so damn good at making you think that they are angels, they are perfect, and you are the crazy one. A gaslighter or a narcissist is really very good at shifting blame. If they did something wrong, they'll make you think that you did it. Or they could make you think, it wasn't me, it was so-and-so. In abusive relationships, They might even turn it around on you and say, if you didn't behave that way, I wouldn't treat you like that. Not only will they deny wrongdoing or shift the blame, they will also avoid taking responsibility for their actions. So you will be left taking the responsibility. The tactic also makes it very hard for victims to move on or heal from this very, very toxic environment. A gaslighter might also use a tactic of using kind words on you. Now hear me, don't believe a word they say. I love you. I've never hurt you. But they just did. And in this case, please remember how valid your feelings are. Every day, remember how valid your feelings are. Gaslighters are really very good at lying, but they can rewrite history too. For instance, they pushed you down the stairs. I was behind you and you fell down the stairs. I still try to catch you. That's how it is. The signs of gaslighting. You doubt your feelings and your reality. You question your judgment and perceptions. You feel vulnerable and insecure. You feel alone and powerless. You wonder if you are what they are saying. You are disappointed in yourself and who you've become. You feel confused. You worry that you are too sensitive. You have a sense of impending doom. You spend a lot of time apologizing. You feel inadequate. You second guess yourself. You assume that others are disappointed in you. You wonder what's wrong with you. You struggle to make decisions because you distrust yourself. Now imagine being a child in a narcissistic parent home. What do you do if someone is gaslighting you? Get some distance. It can be helpful to set boundaries and say, look, I can only see you at this time or that time. But when you're living with them, it's a different story. If you're living with somebody who is gaslighting you, you might want to consider making a move. That big move might be really scary, but in the long run, what will that do for you? Set your boundaries and be firm with them. Don't gaslight yourself by letting your boundaries fall by the wayside. Save the evidence. Make a forensic diary. So should a court case come up or you need to get a protection order, you have that information. Get an outside person's perspective. They can be a fly on the wall in this situation and they can say to you, you know, you're not actually crazy. And in this case, a therapist is the best fly on the wall to have. And yeah, once again, it might be a good idea to end the relationship. And I've said this twice, specifically because you can end a relationship with a parent. Especially in situations where you have a narcissistic parent. It's just not going to change. At, what was I, 42? Things still hadn't changed. And I was still the child. I was never seen as an adult, never seen for my accomplishments, never praised for my accomplishments, but everybody else was better than me. Things, unfortunately, just don't change. And if they do go to a therapist with you, they might try and change the narrative there. That's just their character. So do what's best for you. Take care of yourself. This is why I started this channel, because self-care and knowing how deserving you are of care is so important. That's the first step, knowing that you deserve it. So here I am again saying to you, you are deserving of care. You are amazing as you are, flaws and all. Please don't discredit yourself. Speak to a therapist and try to put things in place that will make your life better. I mean, you're the leading lady in your life. You're the leading gentleman in your life. Why should it be any other way? Nobody else leads your life. You're living it. And that's the point I'll end off on. So thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, and yeah, look forward to my next video about gaslighting yourself and how to work on that. So cheers for now, and remember to pause for self-care and how very important it is.